Yo, welcome back to another episode of the Gangsta Rap Odyssey, brought to you by Throwback88.com. That's the homepage. Hey, it is the dog days of summer, and man, we up in Colorado, and it is scorching, man. It's like 90 something degrees. It's hot, man. Look, today we're gonna be looking at the albulation Yukmouth Thugged Out. Double disc record, man. Just when you thought it couldn't get any hotter out here, we gonna be bumping this fire. Yukmouth, Thugged Out Albulation. This came out like what, 99? This was the hottest record of the year, I thought. I thought it was an instant classic back then. This came out, wow, February 23rd, 1998. So Yuck had made the jump to Rap-A-Lot Records, probably from what was he at before? Virgin and whatever the Loonies were on. This was a crazy record. I know that Snoop had just jumped to No Limit, and the South was hot. I mean, the South was on fire. They had all the money. People were. I wouldn't say they were ignoring the East and the West, but it was cold in the East and the West, man. The South was on fire. We had Suave House, No Limit, Rap-A-Lot, and then all that other crunk hip-hop, Lil Jon probably. That's all I remember, Lil Jon, Crunk, and then 3-6 Mafia out there doing their thing. It was fire out there, man. There were some busy bodies, man. So the Thugged Out Albulation. You know, I remember first of all, let me tell you the first time I heard Yukmouth. And of course, like many of you guys, it was probably on the Loonies. You know, I Got 5 on It. It's a classic record, right? It is a hit classic record. And everybody knew that song, man. That song was everywhere on the radio. It's still getting played. I bet Yuck lives off those royalty checks just fine, man, just fine. So, but on a solo tip, I don't think I ever heard. Well, Yukmouth was on Above the Law Legends, but I didn't really recognize him or follow him or anything or really cared. I don't know. He just didn't stick out. So when did he stick out? Probably the first time I saw an advertisement for this record in the Source magazine. I mean, if you saw it, you saw all the artists that were listed on there. And, you know, it was nothing different for rappers to be putting 100 artists that were featured on their CD, especially after No Limit was doing it. And, you know, the names that caught me, though, were MC Ren. I was like, what? MC Ren's on this? And if you know, like I know, hearing MC Ren on anything was rare. It was a rarity back then. So immediately this was going to be a must buy for me, a day one buy. And I liked Devin the Dude as well. I don't know if Devin the Dude was on this record, but that's how I started following Rap-A-Lot, and I could trust it as a dope-ass label, man. That Devin the Dude album was probably my first Rap-A-Lot album. Maybe my homies from Scarface. Either way, though, man, I was new to the South hip-hop scene, but Rap-A-Lot had earned immediate respect. And Yukmouth being on Rap-A-Lot with the MC Ren track, that was a rarity, and the Outlaws, of course, and the Dog Pound, I was like, this album is going to be nuts. So immediate day one buy, man. Day one buy. I don't think I knew it was going to be a double disc until it actually dropped. And it was probably more expensive because it was a double disc. You know how they used to be doing, right? They used to charge double for those. Almost double. So that was the first experience I had as a Yukmouth fan. This was the first album I bought with Yukmouth. I never bought the Loonies. I don't know, man. Call me crazy or whatever. But I just never got into the Loonies before the Yukmouth solo career. So, you know, let's look at this. Before we dive into the music, though, let's judge a book by its cover. And it's pretty cool, man. It's pretty cool. We got some Yuck duplicates back there in the city. It looks like they're about to start rioting and thugging it out. Yuck's looking fresh, dope jacket. The font that he's using on his name is pretty cool. We got that Machiavelli-like cross as the T. And we got this new dragon behind him. That's the regime logo that would be used on many, many other projects going in the future and is probably still used to this day. We had the regime logo there, that dragon with flames over it. Looked pretty dope, man. And there's diamonds in it, of course, because you got to have diamonds on your record cover in the late 90s, right? So that's what we got there. I like the cover, man. It's pretty dope. I used to have the physical CD. I couldn't even tell you where it's at now. And it was cool, man. I'm not going to act like I know what was inside of it because I don't even remember right now. But I was not disappointed. And, man, I used to bump Disc 1 and Disc 2. I loved them both, man. But I remember just really loving Disc 2 for some reason. But these days, I can bump them both, of course, through Spotify and Apple Music or whatever you be using. So that was back in the day, 98. Let's give my first impression. This is a tough one, man, because it was so long ago. But I remember my first impression thinking that this is the greatest double disc album ever made. It really was. That was my opinion back then. And I thought that it was just fire from start to finish. Maybe a couple skippers here and there, but this was like my favorite double disc album. I loved the record. I loved it. I used to bump it all the time, man. I probably knew all the words by the time it was said and done. But I was blown away by this. I thought Rap-A-Lot was on fire. They could barely do any wrong. Yukmouth immediately became one of my favorite artists, like my top 5. And, he was doing interviews in magazines like XL. Was it XL? Or was it Rap Pages? I don't know, one of these hip-hop magazines. Murder Dog. That's what I'm thinking about, Murder Dog. And, I was following Yuck. And big fan, man. Went on to buy every other record that he made after that. And I still follow him these days. He's on. I love those new records he has. The J.J. Ville stories, 1, 2, 3. Those are dope. I got to share the playlist I made because I just compiled all the dope tracks from the trilogy. We'll do that, man. This record, though, made me a big fan. Yuck was in my top 5 then. He's probably close to still there. I'd really have to sit down and think about it. But big Yukmouth groupie here, right? Groupie. But no, I love the guy. I love following his music. Anytime he drops anything, man, I'm there, man. I'm on top of it, checking it out. So my first impression was like, this is a dope album. I would give it like 5 mics back in the day. And I love the beats, the lyrics I thought were raw, man. Like Yukmouth was coming raw like a DMX or Ja Rule. He had that rough voice. And he turns it on, he turns it off whenever he wants. It's pretty cool. But, man, it was really thuggish and gangsta back then. I loved it. So Yukmouth immediately moved to, like, the Mount Westmore in my book. One of the top heads there. So he could almost do no wrong, man. He was just hella dope. So that was about, that was like my first time hearing Yukmouth and the albulation. We talked about the cover art. Do we got any dead rappers on here? It's likely. Let me look at the features here. I know we had the Outlaws on here, so I'm sure not all of them made it. I don't see if any other rappers that have passed away. But let's ask ourselves a few questions, man. Is this the best double disc record ever made? Is this the best Yukmouth record ever made? How is it, also, is it West Coast sounding enough? Is it gangsta enough? I mean, we know the South can do gangsta shit for sure. But this is Yukmouth. Is this West Coast enough? you know. It's crazy. And how does it live up to today? Does it stand the test of time? Does it sound old? Let's check it out, man. Let's see what we think about this record. We'll give it a score at the end. And, you know, truly, do I still score it like a high-ass 10, or is it the best double record ever made? Let's take a deep dive, man, and find out. So we're just going to go to our little Spotify and play some Godzilla. Let's do this. So, you know, we got that cool intro here. It sounds like Godzilla is going to be about to destroy the city, right, on this intro. You know, it's an intro. It's cool. But it is cool that we used to, you know, that we're getting a creative intro like this. You know, Yuck used to be a cartoonist, actually, or he taught himself to draw cartoons, and I bet you he drew the Loonies logo, that used condom with the mean face. So, and if you listen to Yuck's lyrics, man, he's all into cartoons and shit. So you gotta love that, man. Brings out the inner kid, right? Created a monster. Yeah, I love this, man. Godzilla, man. This is a fire way to start the record, man. It just comes out swinging, comes out hard, man. Gotta love it, man. It's kind of like an intro track, really. You know, how long is this track? Man, it's 3 minutes, 42 seconds. You know, it's not bad. It's not bad for an intro track. It's like a real song, but the intro, you know, the sound effects do take up some time, of course. Dope track, great way to start it, you know. Then we go on to the next track here, man. Do Your Thug Thing. With a Tupac. It starts off with the Tupac interview talking about One Nation. You know, talking about that One Nation project that never came out, of course. But it's cool that he starts listing off all these rappers that he was down with, you know. Cocaine, Bone Thugs, Spice One, the Loonies. Of course he said the Loonies. So that's why it makes it onto this track, right? And then we got the Outlaws starting it, man. Outlaws! I love it, man. We've talked about it before, but is there anything more gangster than the Outlaws? You get them on a track like this, man, and they're just killing it. How about this beat, though, man? Let's see a list of producers here, man, so we could give proper props. So Godzilla was by Tone Capone. Tone Capone does a lot on here, man. The second track is Mr. Lee. That's crazy. I think I heard Mr. Lee on a Slim Thug record. Anyways, Do Your Thug Thing. This one seems to have all the Outlaws except I don't think there's Fatal on here. So I love the track though, man. This is one of the best Outlaw tracks for sure, man. I keep my shit on cock because Machiavelli said so. And that hook is dope, right? Do Your Thug Thing. Love it, love it. And then you got Yuck in there too. This is a great way to start the record, man. Track number 2 always brings the fire, or has to bring the fire, right? Let's go to the City of Dope, man. City of Dope. Now we're really getting started, man. We're really getting started here. Yuck is back here, solo track. Just Yuck on here. Love that piano. Tone Capone and Mike Dean on the beat. You guys remember Mike Dean used to be active on the DPG forums? It was hilarious, man. Sometimes he'd be dissing people back. Like one of the first internet trolls. That's you, Mike Dean. This beat is dope, though, man. It bumps. I like the piano. All the sound effects in the back are cool, man. Like you got the police sirens and Yuck is telling this story. You know? Just those drug dealing stories, man. Oakland, the city of dope. Awesome track, man. Awesome track. So far, this record's fire. 1, 2, 3, fire. cool sound effects, man. It's a genius. It's a genius beat, man. Got to give props to Mike Dean on this one. Um, I love it, man. The flow is dope too. So, Tone Capone, Mike Dean, nice job. Let's go to the next track here, man. We got Thugged Out featuring who? The Regime. Who the hell's the Regime? I was thinking, like, what's the Regime? I don't know. But this is one of the first. This is probably the first time I ever heard Tech Nine. I think Tech Nine was on the gang-related soundtrack. I was left unimpressed, though. It didn't leave a mark on me. But after I heard Tech Nine on this record, damn, I became a fan. So this beat is fire, though, man. Track 4, the beat is fire again. And then we got the Regime, you know. Who's that? Papa LQ, I think. This is a Mike Dean beat. Jedi Rhymes. By that time. Yeah, you know it, man. This is definitely Tech Nine, man, on fire here. Let's take a look at the wiki here on this song. What I want to see, I just want to check out some of the names on this track because it's the Regime. So, Aaron Yates, Keith Walker, Al Bunta, Kenneth Green. I have no idea who these guys are by their real names, man. What the hell? Either way, Mike Dean on the beat. It's a long song, man. 5 minutes. Fire, though. Fire. Track 4, fire. Next track, man. Riders. DMG and G Money. Who's G Money? A G to a Key. Who had that record, man? G Money was from a G to a Key. He used to do that cool voice. Oh. It's not bad, you know, the track. This is produced by Don Juan. It's cool. It's kind of slower than the other tracks, though. I think it's proper, though. DMG, they were dope, man. Or DMG, he was dope. He kind of, I used to confuse him with Scarface all the time. But he had that badass, he's got a couple badass songs with Devin the Dude. What was that song called? That he's had that song where they're fucking fat bitches. Excuse my French. But you know what I mean, man? What was that track called? It was on Devin the Dude. Do what the fuck you want to do? No. Show them what they pussy made for, maybe. Yeah, that track. DMG and Spice. Was Spice One on there? Nah, that's... Hey, never mind all that, man. Let's focus here, man. I can just go down a rabbit hole in my own brain. The encyclopedia and useless knowledge of hip-hop and whatever, man. It's crazy, man. Either way, DMG, G-Money, and G to a Key. Who had that record, man? I'd love to revisit that record, man. I thought it was pretty cool when I heard it back then. I wasn't always on rotation, but I thought it was cool, man. And those rappers that had rough voices were becoming pretty popular, you know. DMX, Ja Rule, Yukmouth doing it, and G Money right here, man. That's how they rap, man. G to a Key. It's not a bad track. It's not a bad track. Let's move on to the next track, baby. Oh, Stallion. Featuring MC Ren and Tech Nine. Fucking A, man. You think about it, man. We got a track with Yukmouth, Tech Nine, and MC Ren. That's crazy. Actually, this track was supposed to be on Tech Nine's record, but Yuck convinced him and probably paid him to use it. Great choice. And what's cool is Don Juan produced it. He produced Radas too. So, sounds natural. Stallion, we got that crazy intro, you know, we got to have that NWA just don't bite it style. And of course, that's what this whole track is based off of. You know, just don't bite it. Uh, part one, part two. It's pretty cool, man. I like the way Tech starts it off. Um, it's all right. But actually, Ren and Yuck are the stars on this track, in my opinion. But you got to love the way that Tech 9 raps on here, man. Because he's new to me at this point. I'm like, man, I'm loving this flow, man. He's just killing it, man. So, the Ren verse is cool, man. But the Yukmouth is pretty cool because, you know, he talks about, you know, going to a drive-in movie and just having this adventure there, you know, and just kind of, if you've ever been to a drive-in movie, you're kind of like, hell yeah. Is it drive-in or drive-up? Whatever. I know it ain't drive-through. I would give this a track 5 stars for sure, though, man. I love the track. You got the cool sound effects back then. You know, this lady's just going nuts. This is one of those classic tracks, though, man. You know what? We gonna give this a heart before I forget, man. Love it. Definitely helps make me a Tech 9 fan back in the day. It's a throwback. It actually pays a lot of good respect to one of the legends, MC Ren, of course. You gotta love it, man. So check that track out, man. Looks like it's criminally not played enough on Spotify. I wonder why. I wonder why. But that's all right, man. Next track, man. Father Like Son. Let's do it. My little shorty's gonna be a thug. All right, so we got some reference to some Tupac on here. It's pretty cool. Shorty gonna be a thug. Shorty gonna be a thug. This track is hard, man. You might think it starts off slow, or you might feel like it's gonna be a janky slow track or something, but you give it a few seconds, man, and damn, it just hits, man. Those, I don't know what that instrument is or whatever. But it hits, man. 5-star song, man. Father Like Son. It's a Yuck solo. Mr. Lee is on the keyboards here. You gotta love it. This is one of the shining spots of the record. So let's give it a heart here on the Spotify. We gonna keep track of that one. All right, we're moving on to track 8, man. Hater. This is just an intro, man. I don't even like that shit. It's pretty funny though. I like the skit. Hating is a sickness, dog, or it's a weakness. I feel your sickness, or something like that. Let's move on then to You Love to Hate. This is a dope ass track, man. Starts off we got what's her face on here, man. Let's see, this is a Mike Dean track. I want to know who the vocals are, but it doesn't really list it. The lady in the back. All we get is Ellison Dean on the credits. You know, Mike Dean was a busy man back then, man. I know he did a lot of work on Rap a Lot, and then he did a lot of work with Daz. The guy was getting paid, man. And y'all remember his wife's name? She was a singer. I don't even remember, man. Either way, You Love to Hate. I love the track. I love to love this track. I'm going to give it a thumbs up, man. Now, the next track here is The Ice Cream Man. This is a throwback, right? This one features the Fifth Ward Boys and For Show. So, Ice Cream Man, what did Yukmouth do before? Did he do Ice Cream Man with the Loonies or something? Let's find out. Oh, it's Drew Down featuring the Loonies, Ice Cream Man. All right. So let's get this one out of the way here. Master P used the Ice Cream Man. I remember seeing the CD or the EP, whatever. I had no idea. I didn't buy it. Um, but Yuck really goes at Master P for ganking that Ice Cream Man shit. You know, Yuck has been a mouthpiece for Drew Down over the years. It's kind of cool. You know, dissing Too Short, dissing Master P. Yeah, that's his homie Drew Down. So now we got Master P coming back with Ice Cream Man with the Fifth Ward Boys and for show. It's a cool track, man. I like it. I used to love this track, man. I'd be singing it. I'm the ice cream. I need my drugs. It's a dope track, though, man. Hey, so far the CD is fire, man. I could see why I loved it so much back in the day. Thought it was the best double disc ever. It's a great track, though. I don't think we have any skippers yet, man. I can't say it. No, there's no skippers at all, man. So far, these tracks have been like 8 and up, you know. On a scale of 1 to 10, they've been 8 and up. Ice Cream Man for show is up there, man. Let's go to the next track, man. Did we give props to whoever did this, the production on this? Was it Mike Dean? Ice Cream Man is Mike Dean, man. Mike Dean is everywhere on this shit, man. Let's go ahead and check out the next track here. Aw, snap. It's in My Blood, Part 2. Where's Part 1? Was that on the Loonies album? We're going to find out. DMG is back in the house, man. Damn, DMG comes so hard, man. Let's see. It's in My Blood, Loonies. What do we got? Did DMG ever have a solo record? Let me know in the comments, man. Sometimes I need educating, because I have not heard a DMG solo track. I got 5 on it. It's in my blood. I know that there's a part 1 of this somewhere, but now it's way worse. It was Scarface featuring Big Mike, DMG, and Yukmouth, In My Blood on the My Homies CD, man. Of course. Pretty dope, proper, you know. It's In My Blood Part 2 brought DMG back, and Yuck's flow on here is fucking dope, man. Like, he's really channeling in that rugged, rough, alter ego he has, that persona. This is the thugged out persona, man. Jeez. Guy is fire, man. He's fire when he raps like this, man. So far, man, this record is fucking heat. This is one of the best tracks on here, yo. No joke, no cap. It's one of the best tracks on here. All right, man. The 11th track on here, man. Hey, y'all better be ready. This is going to be a long podcast here. So we got another track here. This one's cool, man. It's a breather, though, you know. It's not coming all rough and gangsta. Still Ballowin', featuring the Outlaws. Mike Dean on the beat. It's cool, man. You get the feeling that Yuck could have really been on death row, man. And right now they're just, Yuck's just being a mouthpiece for Tupac. And he's just telling the story, man. Like, you want to go back in time, check out this track, man. Remember, people used to think that Tupac faked his own death, all these conspiracy theories, and Yuck ain't liking it. We got all these rappers that are acting like Tupac, dressed like Tupac. They're taking their shirts off and wearing their rags, tattooed up, magazine covers and whatever. So Yuck ain't down with that. I was feeling that, man. I hated that shit. This is a track pretty much dedicated to Tupac, though. Just telling we still ballin'. It's dope, man. The Outlaws, they're only on the hook on this track. It's pretty cool, though, man. I dig the track, man. I fucks with it. Let's move on to the next track, Revelations. Mike Dean and Tone Capone on the beat. This one sounds like it was made off of it was from a Loonies project. Yuck kind of brings it back in. You know, we got the Loonies Yuck here, not the thugged out Yuck, but Yuck can pull it off, man. This is the Yukmouth I heard on Above the Law Legends. But some of these type of tracks that Yuck makes are some of his best, you know. When he's really rapping about his life and just from his heart. And he's had a crazy life, you know. I mean, he talks a lot about how he grows up in his records, growing up super poor, and his was it his mom who died in a fire? I think it might have been in a hospital. Really tragic, and his dad died of AIDS. Really tragic, man. What else do I know of Yuck's? Sad life. Grew up with his, raised by his grandma and different family members, but his grandma used to take him to church and everything, and he loved it. When he went to, was it juvie? That's where he taught himself to rap and draw. Hey, this ain't the autobiography. I'm just going off the cuff here, man. But that's what I know of Yuck, man. I love it, though. I love it. When you know that much about a rapper, you know you love the guy, man. Like family, so he better not pass away. That'll make me sad, Revelations, I say it's cool, man. It's not a skipper, but I'm going to give it a 7.5, really. Maybe an 8. I don't know. I never skip it, man. I love listening to this, man. Hell with it, man. This is definitely an 8, man. Just, he put so much heart in it. You got to love it, man. All right, final track here, Rolex Rules. This is Don Juan featuring Fats Boss, another member of the regime. Such a dope track, man. It's gangsta as fuck. You know what? I think we could chalk up disc 1 as being flawless. This beat is so dope, man. Who knew we needed a track that was called Rolex Rules? So back in the day, this was the end of disc 1, and you're looking at it, you're just like, hey, it's about to be halftime, It's a dope track. It's pretty hard. And Yuck doesn't even go with the thugged out voice here, man. He's using that Loonies. He's channeling his Loonies here. But he's still coming off hard. It's a hard beat, man. It's one of the most gangsta beats on here. Rolex Rules, man. Let's save that one as one of our top tracks here. So, that is the end of disc 1. If I had to score disc 1, jeez, it's an easy 9, man. It's an easy 9. It's got to be like a 9.5. Can you give it a 10? Ugh, so close, man. So close, man. It really is fire. So, let's move on to disc 2, man. Disc 2. Sad Millionaire, baby. Sad Millionaire. All I know is this regime shit. So this is like the second start. How does this disc 2 start, huh? Plan to be a millionaire. Play ahead is what we wear. It starts off pretty fast, pretty hard, man. We got Mr. Lee on the beats here. Okay, this is where Big Lurch is at on Sad Millionaire. Fats Boss for show and Big Lurch. I like the track, man. I fucks with it. It's so dope. The other guys, they come correct too, man. It's like so far the features. We haven't talked much about the features, but disc one had bomb ass features. This one's no different, man. This track is no different. The features are dope. We've been balling since the days of Genesis. Talking Sega Genesis, yeah. All right, man. Let's move on to the next track here, man. It's a good way to start off the track. We got the second track here, man. Ballers Feud. Damn, I love this track here, man. Who produces this shit? Let's see. Mike Dean on the keys. The Ballers Feud. The Ballers on Spotify, but I think it's really called the Ballers Feud. This got Numbskull and Castro, man. How cool is that? You gotta love it. An outlaw and a loony, man. Now, if you were an alien from outer space and just came down and heard this record, you could confuse Yukmouth for an outlaw member at this point, right? So, I love the piano in the back here, man. All of them come with heart, man. Especially Castro. Castro really comes with heart on this track. Numbskull's Numbskull, you know. I don't know. Numbskull is one of those rappers that you don't hate, you don't love. It's just kind of, he's there. But, you know, he plays his role and he does it well. Castro comes with heart. I love the track. Yuck is just talking career shit here, man. His heart, switching labels, whatever. Wait a minute. Is this the... Yeah, this is where he dissed Too Short. But you didn't know about it. Which he'll do every now and then. Yeah, Ballers Feud. All right, man. I don't mind it. I love the track. We're going to give it the heart, though, on the Spotify and make sure we talk about it later as one of the best. Let's go ahead and go to the next track here, man. Pop the Collar, man. This is some Las Vegas players shit right here. Let's ball. Hey, track 3, disc 2, we're off to a good start. This is gonna be a crazy score, man. This album's gonna score high. I'm a boss player. You guys like the beat on this track, man? Who did this one? Mr. Lee. Mike Dean Ballers Feud, and this one is Mr. Lee. Jeez. I gotta Google some more Mr. Lee, man. See what the hell else he's doing, man. Because he was doing fire on here. He's like, yeah, thanks for becoming a fan 30 years later. Not quite 30. We got the thugged out flow on this track. We got this killer beat, man. Featuring Fasho. Fasho is on Sad Millionaire, too. Makes sense. Fasho must be on the hook, then. Yeah, man. Sad Millionaire. And Pop the Collar featuring Fasho. What do you guys think about this track? This is a long track. I used to think it was long back in the day, man. I mean, it's 5 minutes and 14 seconds. If you are a true baller, let me see you pop the collar. Such a dope track, man. I can't help it, man. This is one of the highlights of the record. All right, man, let's move on to the next track here. Oh, snap. My Buddy. Remix. It's another remix track, man. Or a part 2. This is Yukmouth, Daz, Corrupt, and Numbskull. Loonies and DPG. Come together like Voltron. Make My Buddy. What a gangsta-ass beat, man. Well, it sounds like a Mike Dean beat. Let's find out here. Mike Dean and Mr. Lee. So, originally, where was the first My Buddy track on? I think it was on a soundtrack. Let's find out. My Buddy, DPG, Loonies. It was on a soundtrack. So I'm trying to find out what soundtrack this was on. Bear with me. This is off of the HD. No, what is that? This is off of some soundtrack that's weird. Caught Up. Okay. Have you guys ever heard the Caught Up soundtrack? If you have, let me know if it's dope, man. Let me know if it's dope. It looks dope, man. It's got Mac 10, Killer Priest, Inspector Deck, AZ, Jermaine Dupri. I'll have to check it out. KRS-One. It's a busy ass soundtrack. I dig it though, man. I dig it, man. Let's go on to the next track here, man. Extortion featuring Fats Bossy. Mr. Lee on the beat. Who's that? Christopher Walken on the intro. That's cool. What movie's that from? Y'all let me know. This is a tough beat, man. It's pretty hard. You know, this is just some gangsta tales, drugs, whatever. Really hitting home what this record is all about. That gangsta shit. Yuck on that thugged out flow. The beat is hard, man. I love that beat. The keys in the back, man, that piano is dope too. Kind of gives it a movie feel, almost like it's like the Godfather shit or something, man. That's Mr. Lee on the beat. I fucks with it, man. I like it. You know, it's like a 7 or 8. You know, let's move on to the next track here. Hey, we got Tila. A Tila sighting. I love Tila, man. Menage a trois. This is a cool beat, man. It's upbeat. I like the hook. You know, it's a catchy track. Tila comes on it, and Tila does what Tila does, man. He does it correct. He does. Hey, he's Tila. I like the track. I wouldn't say it's one of my favorites, but I fucks with it, man. I don't skip it, man. I mean, so far we're like 1.5 ways through this album. Let's see, how many tracks? Yeah, almost. And we ain't skipping anything yet. It's a dope track. Who's on the beat here? I've already forgot. Mike Dean. It's cool, man. It's cool. All right, let's go to the next track here. Mackin versus Pimpin'. This one's tough, man. I remember this one, man. I used to love this track too, man. These days, it's really not one of my favorites, but I think it's dope still. You know, this one ain't gonna go mainstream, that's for sure. Not this track. What's the difference between a Mac and a pimp? I love the track. I like it, you know. Yuck is coming hard here, you know. What's the difference between a Mac and a pimp with 12 bitches, whatever? I wouldn't say that this is trying to tell any story or, I don't know. This is just some, I mean, you could even call it a filler track, really. There's just nothing too impressive about it besides the beat and the flow, you know. It's still dope though. It's just nothing to write home about. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing too memorable about it. I mean, it's different than the other tracks, and it's a hard track. So don't get me wrong. I don't know how I'm trying to say that this track is. It ain't whack. It's dope, but you know, it is what it is. I don't think it's supposed to be an epic story or anything. It is what it is. It's dope. It's gangsta. Let's go to the next track, man. Fallen. If you skipped Mackin versus Pimpin', I wouldn't blame you. So we're starting to see some dents in the tank here. Just a small one, man. Just a small one. But Fallen, featuring Do or Die. Is this the first time I heard Do or Die? Unlikely, but I never really followed them. Am I missing out? I should check them out, right? I mean, why not at this point? I remember back then thinking they were Bone clones, but everybody's trying to Bone clone in one way or another, right? You know, anybody that was rapping fast. This beat though, I like the hook. Who's the gal back here, man? Is that our favorite gangstress? Ellis Dean, Dennis Anthony, Williams. Man, what's that chick's name from Death Row and Ruthless? From the Thuggish Ruggish Bone? Is that her? Y'all let me know, man. It escapes me. I like Do or Die on here. They don't really rap, though. All they're doing is the hook. But I'll tell you what, man. No pun intended, but they can harmonize really well. I could see why Jay Prince signed them. You guys like Do or Die? I'll check them out, man. You guys let me know. Maybe we'll do something asking if they're Bone clones, you know. Who knows? This is one of those tracks where Yuck comes with heart. He's got a lot of heart on here. I like it. The hook is dope. I love the singing. I love the Do or Die flow. It's a great track, man. This is one of the top tracks. How can you not sing along and get down with this track, man? I'll know just what to do. On this track, he actually starts talking about his record label and how they had a rough time letting him sign to Rap a Lot. You know, politics, man, record label politics. And he gets a little mean on them too, man. Like he's going to tie him up and whatever. Ugh. Okay. Let's go to the next track here, man. This is a memorable track, man. This is one of those tracks where Yuck is talking about his life, man. Sacrifice my life to bring my mama back to life. This one hits home, right? Doesn't it? If you got a mom, you're like, sacrifice my life. Talks about his mom. I think he talks about his grandmother too. Check it out, man. Sacrifice my life. Who's on the beat here, man? I got to give him props. This is Mr. Lee. This one has heart, man. It's one of those tracks. I love it though. So far, not really skipping. We got a dope record on our hands here, guys. Whoops. What do we got here? Gangsta Bitch. Featuring For Show again. Put in your panties, bitch. You gotta love that intro, man. Give me a gangstress. I need a gangsta bitch. Dangerous. I like it, man. I fucks with this track, man. It's hard. I love it. I like the hook on here too, man. I need a gangstress. A gangsta bitch. Gangsta bitch. It's got some funk. It's got some soul in it, man. Mike Dean, Tone Capone on the beats. I like it, man. Lyrics are dope. You know, Yuck's got the thugged out flow. I'm going to just wait for the hook on this. I'm listening live, if you can't tell, of course, if you're on the podcast here. But I really got to hear this hook, man, because it's funky. I need a gangstress. A thugged out gangsta bitch. Damn, that hook is dope. Bad, bad girls. Yeah. I need a bad, bad girls. Yeah, yeah. It's dope. But the hook actually gets better as the song continues, man. You gotta love it. So we'll check out the next track here. I love that song, man. I love that song. Gangsta Bitch. Good job, Mike Dean, Tone Capone. All right, man. Rap A Lot Mafia. This is a long-ass track. 6 minutes, 32 seconds. As you can tell by the track, we got the Rap-A-Lot family here. This is where Jay Prince actually talks a little bit. We got Jay Prince, the Ghetto Boys, which is at this point, what is that? Big Mike, Scarface, and Willie D. There is no Bushwick Bill on this one. We got Fifth Ward Boys and Snipers. Hey, this is one of those No Limit like tracks, man. I know No Limit probably didn't make up having a bunch of rappers on the tracks, but right now at this point in time, this era, this is a No Limit like track. That's how we would describe it back in the day. It's not bad, man. I like it, man. I fucks with it, man. It's dope. Flows are dope. Not a skippable. Not my favorite track though, man. This one I would give like a 7.5 to 8. You know, so. Who's this? Willie D? Oh, Willie D is awesome, ain't he? Hell yeah, he's awesome. All right, let's go to the next track here, Baller Mode. Around the USA, yes, sir. Baller Mode, produced by Don Juan. Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to our first skipper track. I don't fucks with this track. I don't like it. The beat isn't that great. I mean, the lyrics, they don't save the beat either. So Baller Mode, not for me. Let's go to the next track here though. Oh snap. This is one of the best tracks on here, man. Bum Bell featuring Tech 9. Eek. Tech 9. How about this crazy beat, man? It has taken the Humpty Dance bass thing, or whatever that is, slowed it down. It's kind of giving a nod to Shock G. Rest in peace, Shock G. Humpty Dance for life, baby. Mike Dean on the beat. Man, we gonna wait this one out, man. We gotta hear Tech 9 because he is like the star of the show on this track, man. The track is wicked. It's dark. It's gangsta. I love it. Here we go, Tech 9 shit. Tech 9, nigga. Damn. I'm the Pura from Missouri. Fuck Ace Ventura. By the power of my dad. Jeez. Those drop. We guaranteed to sell because you shit the bomb bell. All right, it's dope. I can't help it, man. Sometimes I get into this music and I go off script here, man. What can I say? We got Yuck on the back doing that rear. Easily one of the best tracks on this record, man. Easily one of the best tracks. Tech 9, when I heard this Tech 9, this is what immediately made me a fan. I heard him on the other tracks and I was like, he cool. And then this one hits it home like, damn. I love this guy. He hadn't had a solo record. I think he had Calm Before the Storm, but I didn't really check it out. But I was anticipating some Tech 9, man, at this point. It's dope. Yuck's lyrics are awesome, man. You got to check it out. This is one of the best Yukmouth songs ever made. We're going to move on to the next track, man. As much as I'd love to just sit and listen to this whole song, man. Hey, the show must go on, man. Secret Indictment. The last song of this record, man. How long was this record, man? Shit. It's probably close to 2 hours long. I don't know. Either way, Secret Indictment. This is the way we go out, right? This is the last track. He's gangsta on here, man. He's so gangsta. It's a 4-minute track. Mike Dean, Mr. Lee on the beat. Yeah, at this point, I'm like, I'm ready for this to be over. I gives this song like a 7, really. Probably a 6. It's not my favorite, but it's not as bad as Baller Mode, really. So, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gents. That is the listen through. The revisit of Yukmouth Thugged Out, the albulation. Let's look at some of the best tracks on here, huh? Shall we? Starting from the beginning, Do Your Thug Thing is definitely one of the best tracks. We got the Outlaws just killing it. Stallion with Ren and Tech 9, dope. Father Like Son, Yuck comes with heart there. Before I move on from Stallion, though, we got to love it because it's a throwback. He's really paying homage to one of the best, MC Ren. And we got Tech 9 on there. Tech, Ren, Yuck. Classic record, always going to happen when you have those three on the same track for show. Rolex Rules, dope-ass song. You got to love It's in My Blood Part 2, another dope song. Still Ballin' is good. You know what? Disc 1, flawless. Knocked it, home run, man, home run. Other notables. Pop the Collar, The Ballers Feud, of course. Fallen, featuring Do or Die. And then, of course, Bumbell. If you listen through this whole thing, then you heard me get through this entire album loving it until the very end. But we got 2 dents on this record. That's not bad at all, man. That's not bad. This could, in fact, be the best double disc record ever made. Could be. I'm going to have to stack it up, man. 8 Ball Lost. It's a good one, man. Tupac, All Eyes on Me. And Biggie, We're going to have to stack them together. But right now, today, if you ask me today, I would say Thugged Out Abulation is the best double disc hip-hop gangsta rap album ever made. How can it not be, man? You heard it. You heard me, man. I listened through every track. I only found a couple dents at the end. Big dent. One of them's a big dent. This one right here, the last track, Secret Indictment, it ain't horrible, But, I ain't listening for 2 hours to finish off like this. You know what I mean? Like, it's all right. But it is kind of filler. The order of every track, it was done well. Is it like a story? No. Does it matter the order? Like a movie? No. But the songs, the way they were placed, it was done really well. What else? A final score. This is a 9. It's an easy 9, man. I'm going to give it, we got a lot of songs here. I'm going to give it a 9.5 right now, man. It could even be like a 9.7, man. It's just so close. It's so close to being a flawless record, but we just had the 2 tracks at the end that, they were all right, man. They were all right, but they didn't they didn't make it a flawless project. Did this record live up to the hype? You damn right it did. Was it West Coast-ish? You know what? It wasn't bad. It's Mike Dean, who kind of can go back and forth through the West and the South. So good choice there. And Mr. Lee, good choice. Mr. Lee and Mike Dean, this is probably some of their best work. This is definitely Yuck's best, one of his best works. This probably his best project overall, It's a double disc record. That ain't easy to do. I love it though, man. That's the score, man. I'm gonna give it a 9.7. 9.7. So many 10s on this record. Yuck raps with heart. He's got the beats to go with it. He's got the flow to go with it. It's fun. It's gangsta. This is it, man. 98's, could be 98's best album. '98 was a good year for hip hop too, man. And this is one of the best records. What do you guys think, man? Is this Yuck's best album? You know, I loved his other records, but you guys let me know in the comments what you think. That's the review, man. That is the revisit of Yukmouth Thugged Out the Albulation. It was a doozy, man. My voice getting all tired now, but it was a doozy, but it was dope, man. I love the graphics. I love the beats. I love Yukmouth on here. His flow is dope. One of the best Rap-A-Lot projects ever made. Fantastic. Just fantastic. So these days, you know, Yuck still be doing it. He's got a YouTube channel. He's got the Ville stories out on Spotify. Every now and then I check for some new Yukmouth, and he's always doing a featured spot somewhere. So he's highly active still. I see him on that YouTube, man. Y'all check him out, man. I'll put some links in the description, of course, so you guys can catch up. And that be it, man. That be it. Check out our own YouTube channel. You know, look up Gangsta Rap Odyssey there, or just check us out at throwback88.com. You'll see everything is listed there for you to check out, man. YouTube, playlists, the podcast, just doing anything under the sun, gangsta related, gangsta shit, hip hop, you know, records. 88 and up, man. That was I'd say that's my birth year of gangsta rap. 88 from me. So check us out there, man. Follow us on the YouTube, the AMP Radio, man. We do Ruthless Radio, RLP Radio. Probably going to be doing some just general gangsta shit radio on AMP, but you got to get the AMP app and follow me there. And tune on in, man. It's dope, man. We'll have callers and everything. That's the way to reach me. If you want to get on the show, check out the website, of course. You can leave me a voicemail there. Let me know what other albums you want me to check out or whatever. Hey, you want to be on the show, hit me up there. Man, I am tired, man. What a record, man. Next time, we're going to be doing some... I got that Alberna on deck, man. I've been meaning to do that Lazy Bone Alberna record. And then, of course, we just got Isham, the Purgatory record. But I'm waiting for my hard copy to get in so I can unbox it and do that review. Check it all out on Spotify, man. I hate to be a salesman for that, but that's where I check out my shit. So, and of course, you can check us out there. Hey, this is JR Megatron for the Gangsta Rap Odyssey, throwback88.com. I'm out here. Peace.